Yeah, okay. It's in your screen already. In defense of oxygen, the same topic, or a theme, I should say. It is the target of any sinister attempt to life, intended or not intended. The oxygen is the ultimate target to end life. And that's why we are putting this interest to defend it, how to supply it, and to defend it when it is in the body. And this is the series of seminars that we are having in the interest of oxygen. We'll review the first 5 that we had taken very briefly to remind us about this defense. So the first is hydration. It is a duty, we have a duty to service 15 trillion cells in the body. They depend on oxygen and they depend on hydration. So we have a duty to comply to our body. The other is breathing. Very briefly, this is the technique. Is inhale, hold, exhale slowly. I put this time here at the top. Breathe like a swimmer. They inhale, hold it for as long as they can, and release it as slowly as they can. But at the same time, they are working very hard. So I think that is the best example of breathing that we can imitate or follow as example. At the same time, it builds up the lung capacity to hold oxygen. That inhale, hold, and exhale slowly. Review 3, electronegativity. This is the new word, I think, in our seminar. So anything exposed to oxygen gets a boost or changes nature. And we have seen the iron atom plus water, oxygen in the atmosphere. It turns that iron to rust. So it's not the rust. Elements, and what is inside it is oxygen. Water becomes the vehicle to deliver oxygen. Thin blood, we had a seminar on this, to aim for a thin blood. When you see in the prescription of your medicines, blood thinners, that means you are badly dehydrated. Okay, but instead of talking about thin blood, I put there on the right column woes of thick blood, the problems that thick blood will introduce into the body. Number 1 is hypertension. It begins there. Thick blood cannot run. So it's additional force from the heart to pump, to supply oxygen to the systems. And that extra force is the necessary hypertension. So if that is not addressed, then it becomes chronic, and at a certain point can be disastrous. The other, from hypertension, it goes to diabetes. Why? Because a dehydrated body, the brain will not allow the pancreas to produce insulin. So diabetes sets in. And the other cousin, kidney damage. No? Filtering thick blood destroys the filter. When the body is under high pressure or high blood pressure, forcing that thick blood to pass through the filters, you can imagine what damage it can do. No? So when the filters cannot work, your creatinine goes up and gives you plenty of trouble. At the same time, you have damaged the kidney already. So aim for thin blood. Hydration is the key again. So that's review number 4. This is review number 5. Stretching for meridian clearing. Last time we talked about exercise. Exercise clears the way for oxygen to run, for energy. Oxygen flow is energy flow. If you remember that meridians, there are 12 meridians that the Chinese medicine is giving us. And these are actually highways, highways of energy. The moment these highways are blocked, you know what traffic there is. Okay. And on your left side, I put just one stretching picture there. How the different stretching positions to clear the meridians, to activate blood flow. Okay. Next time we'll take other points. Okay, so today we are going to talk about pathogens. What are pathogens? That yellow highlight there. Disease generating or disease causing microbes. Microbes. So they are microbes, they are bringing suffering. They are bringing pathos, is suffering, pain. They are bringing disease, sicknesses. Disease generating microbes, finding nature's defense. We are working on the principle of electronegativity and the theory that we have already talked about earlier. So I put this ahead because actually this is our position. I will just explain how this may work in our study this evening. Okay, pathogens, disease-causing microorganism. From the internet, that's the information there. Pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms. Pathogens are different kinds, such as viruses, bacteria, we have seen already a lot of that, fungus, and parasites. They can be found anywhere, in the air, even in our food, in the surfaces where we touch, and so on. So they exist there. They are very small, they are microbes, microorganisms that can bring us pain or suffering. Yeah, we are trying to find out the nature of this virus. This kind of information, what is the nature of this microorganism, and it gives us on the right side. They can be aerobic, like influenza. No, they are of course virus, and they can be aerobic, and according to this information, they can be anaerobic. No, like in the HIV viruses. And the other is anaerobic. We have seen that a lot already. No? If you are anaerobic, we have a good fight with it. If they are aerobic, I will show you next. It's a very interesting thing here. Okay, so from the classification, I bring out our experience on the right side, the red text. Our experience with nature, or this last several years already, since 2005. There were so many reported things to us that they had recovered from something. And if these are the classification like aerobic, when you have influenza, you just drink plenty of water. If you are following on the right side, I put another column now from the previous slide. So if they are aerobic kind of viruses, then water, you know, when you get influenza, they will tell you, drink plenty of water, you drown it. So water again stands out. If they are anaerobic, I have cases of HIV that listen to alkaline, to this enzyme. At least I have 2 cases that I can say. One persevered, the other did not persevere. But oxygen can do something against it. And the anaerobic, it's very common now. This is Otto Warburg. And alkaline definitely, or oxygen definitely. This anaerobic, this is the one we are saying that the environment of cancer is acid, anaerobic. And that means if they thrive on no oxygen, the moment you put oxygen, they succumb to it. No? And additional experience we have, the use of soup, steam. I remember that when you boil water for about 10 minutes from the boiling point, it becomes alkaline. And that is going to neutralize any acid in the body. So we can have a stand against it. And nebulizing essence, we have already sent that several times. So even in this environments, these pathogens called viruses, oxygen is still a very important tool, fight with pathogens. In fact, your immune system, the immune system of the body, the main element there is oxygen. So our attitude would be preventive, not wait until you get the attack and you drink water. Rather, be hydrated always and take other precaution of bringing oxygen into the body to have a good resistance, immune system. I bring this back because this is the key element in this fight. Okay, from the beginning. Okay, you have it on your screen, okay. Yeah, okay. In defense of oxygen. So it is the target of any sinister attempt to life, oxygen, no? Whether it is intended or not. The ultimate target is stop oxygen and you kill life. So the first defense we had, the first seminar we had is about hydration. No? We have a duty to drink, to supply oxygen to 15 trillions of cells. That is for an adult, that's the estimate, 15 trillions of cells. And they receive oxygen by our inhaling and exhaling. So we have a duty to breathe, to supply oxygen. Breathe like a swimmer. The swimmer, they inhale, hold as long as they can, and release it so slowly while they are paddling their way to the target, to the end, to the finish line. So inhale, hold, and exhale. And if you notice, the swimmers, they have a very big trunk. No, they expand their lungs capacity to hold oxygen by just that breathing rhythm or system. Okay. This electronegativity, I will be dealing with this for a good deal. We had already taken it, and today we will be going back to it somehow. So anything exposed to oxygen gets a boost or changes nature. Like iron exposed to water becomes rust. So rust is neither iron nor water or oxygen. And this is the only way I can explain that cancer cells or cancer atoms exposed to oxygen. In a way, Batman Guild says that oxygen kills cancer cells. So this is maybe a way to explain that. Cancer as an atom, they will be subjected to electron theory, to electrical laws. Okay. And the electronegativity of oxygen will definitely change their nature. Thin blood. Okay. The title is Thin Blood, but the right column is Woes of the Thick Blood. Thin blood, we aim for thin blood so it can flow. But the moment that blood becomes thick because of dehydration, then these three cousins will appear. The first is hypertension, increased pressure to supply more oxygen. It will demand more pressure from the heart to push, to deliver oxygen. Then the other cousin is diabetes. In a dehydrated body, the brain will not allow the pancreas to produce insulin. So you cannot process fats, etc. No? And diabetes sets in. Then that thick blood under high pressure, filtering that thick blood under high pressure will damage the kidney. That's why those who begin with hypertension, the next thing they will experience is diabetes, and the next one is kidney damage. Now, forcing that thick blood to be filtered, you destroy something. That's the kidney. Okay, this is the fifth seminar we had last week about exercise. No? We said that exercise clears the way for oxygen to flow. And if you remember, we talked about meridians. Meridians, they are the highway of energy or where blood flows or energy flows. And the moment they are blocked, you experience pain. You cannot have a good energy. On the left side, there are three stretching positions. How to clear, how to make the highway clear, no, to make the oxygen flow. So, exercise. Anyway, we'll take little by little some reminders about this. Okay, so this evening we have pathogens. What are pathogens? They are disease-generating microbes. No, they bring, when they get into the body, they bring suffering, they bring pain, they bring disease. No, and we have to find a way to control, to check, to put this under control. And that is our intention today. So, disease-generating microbes. We are working under the principle of electronegativity of oxygen. And we had already a theory before. No? So we see whether these have enough power to check these pathogens. So we are analyzing, we're going to see what's the nature of these pathogens. Okay. Pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms. No? So what are they? They are viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites. They are pathogens. And they can be found in the air, in the food, in the surfaces we handle, and so on. Okay, so that's why you wash your hands, or no, to clear bacteria or any kind of pathogens, so, or microbes. We are quite familiar with bacteria already because we have seen that about cancer. But these viruses, we did not talk very much about it until we had this pandemic. But we are going to analyze the nature of these viruses. And the internet give us a very interesting report on how these viruses behave. They can be aerobic. These are the influenza type of viruses. No? They can be anaerobic viruses like HIV. So they have different nature, but they can also be anaerobic like bacteria, like cancer cells. So that's how the internet present to us the different kinds of viruses or nature of viruses. So they can be aerobic, or they need oxygen to survive. They can also survive with or without oxygen, that's the HIV, and they can also survive purely on non-oxygen environment. So they are very versatile kind of microbes, these viruses. And that's what you are experiencing with this coronavirus. So class, from our experience now, about this classification given to us as aerobic influenza. When you get influenza, people tell you, drink water, and you get healed. This anaerobic viruses like HIV, I have at least two cases that listened or um, natulungan ng enzyme. Huh? Although out of the two, only one persevered, the other did not persevere. Okay, but at least I can say that it worked to this HIV. The other is anaerobic. This is just no oxygen environment, anaerobic, no, or meaning acid environment, purely acid environment. And we had plenty of cases of this where the alkaline or the essence or the enzyme that we are talking about had a good fight. And in the recent development of pandemic, we had used also the enzyme soup or to add to water and do the steaming exercise, steaming process to get rid of the infection. Nebulizing is very common, both for anaerobic and anaerobic fight against bacteria or this time this study tells us that the oxygen or the enzyme that we are talking about, no, can have a good fight against these viruses. And in fact, we have already quite a number of recoveries from COVID infection using the nebulizer. I bring this back. We have seen this in, I think, number 3 seminar, electronegativity. I bring this back because this is the key to our understanding why oxygen can stand against infection. Now, so the electronegativity is the ability of the atoms to attract electrons from another atom or share its electron with another atoms. And this contact of sharing or attracting or sharing changes the nature, produces another element. And that is the key explanation I gave to the healings, the report that for the last several years have been forwarded to us. What is good with this electronegativity is its predictability. And the simplest explanation of this predictability is when oxygen meets two atoms of hydrogen, you have water, no failure. It is water. No? That means that when oxygen gets other atoms to itself, something will happen. A change of nature will happen. No? So like water, you don't, it's not only oxygen. No. So oxygen and hydrogen, it's water. That's predictable. Anywhere they meet, it's water. No? And I think that is a very clear picture of what happens when bacteria comes close to oxygen. It will change nature. In fact, I think this is going to support very well the claim of Otto Barford, no? That the environment of cancer is anaerobic, no oxygen environment. So the moment or cancer thrive in no oxygen, low or no oxygen environment. And the moment you introduce oxygen, they change nature. So we have two authors here, Warburg and Batman-Gill. In the past, we have more about bacteria. So this afternoon, we'll focus a little more on viruses. So there are oncogenic viruses. What is oncogenic? Tumor-generating viruses. No? Yeah. And on the left side, we have the seven viruses that can bring tumor into the body. What I am interested on this is some of these on the right column now, our experience with nature. Infections exposed to oxygen, what happens? So we have document reversing HEPA B. They said that HEPA B cannot be reversed. We have documents that oxygen or that alkaline or that essence can reverse it. We have document that lymphoma, as a virus, caused by a virus, can be reversed also. We have. And the third one, that Helicobacter pylori. I have only one case. He was a visitor from the US. And the same, he got rid of it. So that means even that Helicobacter pylori virus succumbed to oxygen. So we have a kind of proof that even that oxygen can stand against these viruses. We include even coronavirus. So our defense against pathogens, viruses, bacteria, fungus, or whatever that's on your left side, expose them to oxygen. By its electronegativity, oxygen oxidizes the microbes and turn them into elemental form or other nature, but not the original anymore. And how do you do that? How to expose them to oxygen? Drink water. Drink. Nebulizing, and steaming. They are the most basic way to deliver oxygen to the lungs and to the blood vessels. So we cannot say that we are defenseless. We have to make the effort to bring oxygen to the body. We have to breathe, at least. If you don't breathe, you don't have oxygen. Yeah. And the extra effort is you drink, you nebulize, you have to invest a little maybe on your nebulizer, or you have to work a little bit to boil your water, and experience the steam or inhale the steam. Yeah. Okay. So this explains the past healings. This is our theory. In the environment of infected tissues, napaso, burns, cancer cells, and today pathogens, the electronegativity of oxygen can boost its level in the infected cells and heals it. Or if they are foreign bodies, breaks down the non-oxygen components to elemental forms or other forms. We do not destroy matter, we change its forms. So No, you don't. We change the form of cancer to waste. So this is our theory, and I'm working on this very hard. No, but we have already proof of healings and reported improvements from their infections, that exposing them to oxygen changes the nature of their pain or suffering. Okay, the theory is consistent with authorities. Otto Henry by Warburg, cancer cells thrive in fermented or acid environment, no oxygen environment, low or no oxygen environment. That is the favorite habitat of cancer cells. But the moment you start bringing in oxygen, okay. And maybe the most interesting proof of this is the new technology of oxygen hyperbaric chambers. No? I think here in the Philippines there is already one, at least one hospital with it. No? Expose the body, expose the cancer, or breathe in oxygen in a chamber, and you facilitate healing of cancer. If we cannot afford that, drink water. Okay. And AK Brewer, high pH therapy of AK Brewer. No? The essence of this experiment that they had is something like this. In a high pH environment, well oxygenated environment, no cancer cells can survive. Pareho sila ni Warburg. No? In different way to state it. The other is positive, the other one is negative. And the third author is Batman Guild. Oxygen kills cancer cells. This is his thesis in the third edition of his book on Your Body Many Cries for Water. He stated there very clearly, oxygen kills cancer cells. How he did not make any detail, but definitely exposure to oxygen changes the nature of the cancer. How does it happen? Now my theory is the electronegative property of oxygen. No? That is the ability of oxygen to attract or to share its electron to another atoms and change its nature. I think this is a very good news from nature. So the ultimate defense or natural defense against pathogens, our focus this evening is pathogens. No? Without prejudice to the present successes of medicine, oxygen is the natural defense. You can take it negatively as defense, but you can take it also possibly as attack. To attack cancer cells, you use oxygen. Or to defend yourself against infection, you bring in oxygen ahead. Something like that. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. Sorry for this evening delay of technicalities. All right. The Bosco Technical College, huh? Okay. Anyway, okay, let us see. I would appreciate some question or follow-up or whatever maybe. So viruses, I mean, pathogens can be viruses, bacteria. We had talked a lot about bacteria and other disease-bringing microbes. They succumb to oxygen. If you remember the first one on that boiled water, we had helped a lot about that boiled water when they have no access to enzyme to the first aid. Okay. Can we hear some questions or clarifications? I am open to it now.
Father,
Yes,
good evening.
please.
Good afternoon.
June, yes.
Jun Mariano here, Father.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier, I forgot what slide was that, about lymphoma, that you have
Yes.
documents that
Yes.
lymphoma can be cured by essence.
Yes. I had a case.
Okay. Sayang, Father, because just this morning, an alumnus from high school batch 79 passed away due
Oh, yeah.
to lymphoma.
Yeah.
Dominic, do you remember the name? Doms? I see Dominic there.
Incident.
Yes, yes, Sir June. It's Lord Norman Cosca.
Yeah, Dominic knows him, and
Oh,
he's an avid basketball player,
okay.
pero inabot daw ng lymphoma. What I'm trying to say is it's a pity. It's pity. I don't know if he tried the essence as an alternate, no?
Yeah.
But when we heard about it, stage 4 na raw yung lymphoma niya.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, Father, I think you need to go on a media campaign to promote.
I am avoiding it at the moment because mine is all theory. It's not, let's say, no. But the only stand or proof or defense I can is the healings that have happened. No, I have the names even. I have the names even. No, so and I am. That's why I dare to talk like this. But the explanation, the scientific explanation that I don't have. That's why I put it under the theoretical support. That if they want to contest me, they have to prove that like electronegativity principle or acid-base principle. No, I am working on those principles to explain this, but I don't know if the medical world will accept them. I don't know. That's why even you know that Batman Guild, that the author of this, your body's many cry for water, he was not accepted in medical conventions because he was talking about water.
Oh.
So you can imagine what will be the reaction of interested parties.
So hindi siya pumasa, Father, sa peer review. Kasi
Yes.
grabe yung peer review. They take you apart, no? They
Yes.
dissect your
But what I am putting here, the interest I am putting here is let's work on nature. We offer nature, not the professional support, no? But we analyze nature and how nature is working. I think it is, if they want to contest that, then they have to prove that nature is wrong.
Okay. But another thing, Father, yung hyperbaric oxygen treatment,
Yes.
is accepted na. I know that there's
Yes.
a unit,
Yes.
hyperbaric oxygen treatment unit in St. Luke's BGC.
Yes.
Because I
It is
passed by
there.
their unit often, and it's kind of active, no? And I've
Yes.
heard of at least 2 people na may gangrene na they were saved by that
Yes.
treatment.
Yeah. Now, our talking about gangrene, now, I have a very interesting case. Na dalawang doctor sentenced him to have amputation. No?
Mhm.
I asked if you prick the area with the needle. If the person feels pain, feels the prick, that means the nerves are still okay. And what did we do? Wash them with the enzyme soap.
Oh, okay.
Spray them with enzyme soap. And he healed.
Oh, okay.
Uh, the nephew is working with us.
Okay.
He was the one who came and said, "Can you help my uncle?"
Mhm. Okay.
Like, yung sabon lang. Tunawin mong sabon, saka spray doon. Hindi mo na banlawan.
Mhm.
You just spray it until it is clean. Now let the water flow. And then leave it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I may ask, Father, what is in that soup? What
Enzymes, the essence. May
the
enzyme yun.
essence again? Okay.
May enzyme yun. Yung tatlong sabon na yun, yung kulay green, yellow, and white, pareho ang content ng enzyme.
Uh,
And in skin infection, they are good, especially pimples.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can try. They can try.
Okay. That's all for me now, Father. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, June. Do we hear somebody? You can type on the chat box, and B-Boy can read it.
Father,
Yes, please.
Father, nag-prepare po kasi ako nung mixture po nung olive oil and essence. Nilalagay ko po siya dun sa knees ko for my osteoarthritis. Pero minsan po kasi may aso po kasi ako, dinidilaan nila po yung aking yung paa. Would it be
Gary,
harmful for them?
Yes, please. Go ahead, please repeat. Sorry.
Yung gumawa po kasi ako ng olive oil and essence mixture.
Yes.
Pinapahid ko po sa paa ko, sa knees. Kaya lang
Yes.
minsan yung mga aso ko, they stay with me kasi inside the house. Dumidila sila sa legs ko. So, is it harmful for them?
No, for them, no. But I don't know if they na-inject yung asa nyo, anti-rabies.
Opo.
Okay. So, no problem.
No problem po.
Yeah.
Kaya minsan lang ako maglagay kasi natatakot ako baka harmful for them.
Hindi, for them, no. I'm more concerned about you.
Hindi naman po. Okay naman po sila. Tapos yung Father, another question. Yung sa soap po,
Yes.
bumili din po kasi ako ng yellow.
Yes.
Gusto ko pa siyang i-try sa hair instead of shampoo.
Sa hair?
Nakaka-prevent po ba siya ng falling hair?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I have report. I have report on that. The trick is massage the hair. Massage the roots of the hair while you have that soap on. Again, it's oxygen. Providing oxygen to the roots of the hair. They can trigger growth.
Ah,
that can
but
trigger.
not necessarily the white hair, Father.
I don't know. Until now, I have no white hair.
Ah, you have no white hair, Father, di ba? Itim lang hair niyo. So, ginagamit niyo po sa ulo niyo?
Yes, I don't use shampoo anymore.
Can I use it with conditioner? Kunyari,
It's up to you, but I don't think you will need it.
without the conditioner. I'll
I
try.
don't use anything more except the soap.
Okay po. Thank you, Father. Thank you po.
Okay. Yeah. The enzyme soap, they have what is this? They are treated with the essence with the enzyme, and they have the same content. Only the color change are different, and the scent is different. The white is mint, no. Then the green and the yellow, they have their own scent. Okay. By the way, the soap, those soap are really very good for skin infection. Huh? In fact, I opened already the topic of gangrene when somebody talking about gangrene. They are very good on skin infection. Even psoriasis, depends how thick, how bad is psoriasis, but it can relieve some pain.
Father, good
Yes, please.
afternoon
Go
po.
ahead.
Si Sonia po to.
Yes.
Gusto ko rin po sanang i-share yung essence na napakagaling din. Kasi po yung aking pong manugang ay nagkaroon po siya ng tagyawat sa may ilalim ng ilong.
Yes.
So namaga po yung mukha niya.
Oh, yes.
Saturday po, hindi po niya nadala sa doktor kasi wala pong doktor na available. Ang ginawa po niya, yung cotton buds, sinawsaw po niya sa essence, idinampi niya dun sa pimples.
Yes.
Tapos po, napakasakit daw talaga.
Yes.
Pero
it's very
talagang
painful.
naglabasan daw po agad yung mga nana at dugo. Then kinabukasan po, pupa
Tuyo.
talaga lahat. Natuyo lahat.
Yes.
Nawala yung maga.
Correct. Yes.
At okay na okay daw. Kaya
Yes.
inaano ko na mas magaling yata ang essence kaysa sa sabon. Kasi yung sabon matagal pa eh. Yung essence ang bilis ng ng
Yes.
niya kaagad. Thank you po.
Yes. Yes, it's very painful. Really very painful. You will cry for for 10 seconds only. After that, you are relieved the whole time. We have experience on our electrician. He had twice naputukan siya ng electricity. Sunog yung kamay. No? He knows about the enzyme and he asked me even the concentrate form to use it. No? You cry, really, you cry. But you are relieved. After that, you are relieved.
Father,
Please go ahead.
Father, yung testimony kanina, is that a reaction of electronegativity in action?
Which one?
Yung pong nilagyan yung pimple ng essence, tapos
Oh, yes.
yung pain, tapos naglabasan yun. Is that the
Yes.
action of electronegativity?
Yes, very good comment. Yes, because they are all made up of atoms. No, all this, all matters are atoms, and atoms are subject to electron theory and no. In fact, they cannot. The comment is very good. Thank you, Joe. Yes, that's the exposure of infection to oxygen. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, so any infection, yung napaso, I think I have shown, I don't know if some people remember, I have shown a case here of burn, no? Na in just less than a month. I mean, anyway, we applied it on the next day that she was scorched, and she did not experience any hapdi up to the end, after the healing, when she is healed. So that's another, how to explain it. That's why I brought back electronegativity this evening against the viruses, because I have no other way to explain it except that oxygen will really oxidize anything that comes into contact with it. The friendly ones, nature knows, but the unfriendly, it will kill it. Okay.
So Father, so between dun sa tigyawat na nilagyan ng enzyme at saka dun sa paso na inisprayan lang ng diluted na soap, there are two things, Father, kasi yung isa concentrate masyado kaya there is a pain. Yung isa naman, diluted siya kaya parang manageable yung unti-unting paggaling
The reaction.
and there is no pain.
Yes. Ang inano ko yung hapdi. Tanggal yung hapdi. I cannot explain. I don't know why. But no hapdi. You know when you have burn. You have a burn. When you're scorched, grabbing hapdi niya.
Siguro Father, dahil yung tama lang yung concentration na nilagay habang gumagaling yung cells. So kaya lang ng cells yung concentration. So na-minimize yung pain. But yung oxygen na need ng cells is na-provide.
Yeah, it's a good approach. Thank you. Yeah, I have still plenty to learn, but I am really how do you call this? Fascinated with this electronegativity today. I have no other way to explain the report. Anyway, I would appreciate if there are other reports later on na research nyo rin, we can share for people to benefit from it. Okay.
Father,
Yes,
isa
please.
pa po ang aking i-share ulit. Yung pong olive oil, ay talagang napakagaling din. Yung kinukuha namin noon. Yung pong olive oil na yon, naipit po ang apo ko sa pinto ng kotse. Nangitim po yung kanyang kuko. Then, napakasakit po talaga nun. Nung pinunasan ko po ng olive oil, mga 30 minutes po, dapat po, di ba, mamamaga yun. Nawala po ang maga niya, tapos, unti-unti pong nawala yung pangingitim ng kuko niya, at naalis ka agad. Lalo na po sa mga paso, napakagaling po nun.
Okay.
Kaya po, mahalaga yon.
Good.
Thank you po ulit.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you.
Other question?
Contract, expired. Expired contract. I will not pay to anymore.
Other question?
Yes, please.
Father, how do you treat psoriasis, Father? Or I have rashes from diabetes, Father. I've been using soap for last week, and nagda-dry up naman po siya, Father. So, paano po management ng Father?
Sa psoriasis? Anong apply sa psoriasis?
Father, parang ano po parang rashes brought about by diabetes, Father. Sa knees, sa
Yeah.
ano po, sa elbows.
Mhm. Yeah, okay, you try first yung sa sabon po no. Because may ano siya, may essence, may enzyme yun eh. So it should address kasi ang ano mo diyan is kung infection siya, necessarily may acid yun. No? Kung bacteria caused siya, may acids. So they are and the only thing that can neutralize the acid is alkaline. That's why that soap is alkaline soap. So
Father, how often do I put
Well,
yung kasi medyo pag naglalagay po ako ng often, medyo nasusunog po siya, Father.
my internet is failing me. Okay, now it's back. Can you hear me?
Yes, Father.
Okay. My internet is complaining.
Father,
Okay.
how often do you put yung sa sabon po? Kasi pagka medyo madalas po, Father, nangingitim po siya, parang yun nga
Actually,
po.
sa mga ano ko, twice a day. Sa mga morning or in the evening. Mga twice, pwede na eh. Kasi pag i-insist mo, alkaline has also a kind of yung how do you call this? The term is the term mainit din siya, no? Like baking soda, mainit siya kung yung ano mo. So pero yung sa sabon, actually ano na yan, clinically controlled na yan, na hindi siya sobra. Pero kung ibabad mo siya, depends on the skin, how sensitive the skins are. Kasi I have report na overnight they put it on their face to tighten the skin. I had at least I remember the person telling me that she applied it on her face overnight to remove wrinkles.
Bali, morning, Father, and evening. So, thank you, Father. Okay na po yun.
Yeah, kasi pag i-insist mo, I mean, pag ibabad mo, depende sa skin, sensitivity ng skin. So, you would just watch.
Thank you, Father.
Yes. Any more?
Father,
Yes, please.
good evening ho.
Good
Father,
evening.
ano ho ako, may diabetes ho ako at saka high blood.
Yeah.
Yung quarterly ho, nagpapa-physician ho ako, nagpapa-blood test.
Yeah.
Tapos pagkatapos noon, nagpapa-check up na po ako. Tapos sinasabi ko ng doktor ko sa akin, pag titingnan niya yung ano, sabi niya sa akin na nagtataka din siya, parang bihira nga daw yung case ko na hindi sa tinagatagal, hindi niya binabago yung gamot ko sa diabetes, sa high blood, na bihira lang daw yun kasi karamihan, hindi ayun laging napapalitan ng gamot. Hindi ko sinasabi sa kanya na yung essence nga ho ang ginagamit ko. Kasi
Are you well hydrated? You drink your water.
Oho.
Yeah,
Lagi
that is very important.
Oo, kasi matagal na akong gumagamit ng Essence Father, ang tubig ko. talagang lagi kong nilalagyan sa 1 liter, 15 drops.
Okay.
At tapos ho, pag lumalabas ho ako, Father, talagang may baon akong thermos. Kasi
Yeah.
napansin ko, Father, minsan ang sama ng pakiramdam ko, yung parang nangangalay yung nag-umpisa
Yes.
ng takan pataas.
Yeah.
Alam ko pag ano, na may stroke ho yun, hindi ho ba?
Yes.
Talagang pag uminom ako ng tubig na may essence, talagang hindi ako nagsinungaling, Father. Nawawala. Okay ho talaga ang ano ko.
Oxygen.
Kaya nagtataka yung doktor ko, lagi sabi, bihira yung ano mo, yung sitwasyon mo, ba't ganon? Sabi ganon. Kaya ang inaano lang niyo sa akin, Father, na magpapayat ho ako. Pero yung case ko nga na gano'n na ang tagal-tagal ko nang mula nagpatingin ako sa kanya, hindi nababago yung gamot ko, Father. Yun lang.
Okay.
Kaya ang ano niya sa akin, pag hindi ka nagpapayat, babaguhin ko yung gamot mo. Yun ang panakot niya sa akin, Father. Pero awan ng Diyos, Father, yun pa rin ang gamot ko ho. Totoo lang. Essence lang ho. Talagang
Yeah.
matagal na akong gumagamit. Lagi akong may tubig na may essence sa kwarto, sa baba,
Yeah.
paglalabas, may thermos ako. Talagang may baon ako lagi.
Yeah. That's oxygen, I tell you. That's oxygen.
Oho. Salamat, Father.
Hydration.
Oho.
Very good. Thank you for the sharing. That's the effect of oxygen. In fact, especially for those who have medication sa high blood, I suggest be very careful first about your hydration. Kasi kung babasihan lang ng doktor, ibabalanse niya lang gamot para stabilize ang blood pressure mo, ay walang katapusan yan. No? Pero pag stabilize mo yung tubig, ang water intake mo, I did not get all of that. Biboy, pakibasa yun, ha? Pag regular yung water intake at very stable na yon, your blood becomes thin, no? But unless na may stress ka or other external cause, pero basta thin yung blood mo, wala kang problema. Okay. Thank you for that.
Father, good evening po.
Good evening.
Father, pwede po ba yung essence na diluted instead of na Bactroban, yung ano kasi na biglang natamaan si husband nung Thursday afternoon ng yung tiles tumama sa paa niya, then sugatan.
Nasugat? Hello? Nasugat? Okay, maybe the internet. Yung sabon lang, pwede. Or kung gamitin mo yung enzyme panghugas, pero yung sabon lang, control na yung amount ng enzyme. Nawala yung internet niya.
Father,
Yes, please.
yung pong tanong ni Ed Roque,
Okay.
is it okay to drink water right before meals if you forgot instead of the recommendation 30 minutes before meals?
Food na yun eh. Although the Italians, they take the soup before meals. They always, but before they get their prima, the food, they talk a lot. No? So anyway, the idea of that water before meals, I will explain it here again. No, because the body needs time to process that water to absorb that water to the stomach. Ang purpose nung 30 minutes before meals sa stomach is that water, when it is absorbed by the stomach, no, it is converted to baking soda, hydrogen sodium bicarbonate. So when food and acid, kasi pag kumain ka after you eat, acid is secreted. That food and acid do not touch the wall of the stomach. That is the purpose of that. Kung tubig lang just before meals, it may work. It may work. Just water, no? Kasi oxygen. Pero wala yung alkalinity to defend it from acid. It's just water, okay, but at least it will neutralize somehow the acid. Pero iba yung baking soda, iba yung alkaline, kasi anything that comes in contact, any acid that comes in contact with it will be neutralized. Sa tubig lang, may laro pa siya. Yes.
Father, may question po
Yes.
sa chat box.
Okay, please. Let's read it.
Is it okay to drink water right before meals if you forgot instead of the recommended 30 minutes before
Yeah.
meals?
Yeah, that is what I was just talking about now. Yeah, okay, at least the difference is that water as a lining is just water. So acid can still be, can have influence on it. But at least it might help. The reason for the 30 minutes before is for the body to have time to absorb that water and make into sodium hydrogen bicarbonate, baking soda, no? Na linya na lining siya sa stomach. Para pagdating ng acid saka yung food at saka acid, hindi dikit yung acid sa stomach. Kung hindi, peptic ulcer yan eh. Diyan nagsisimula ang peptic ulcer. Bubutasan yung stomach mo. But kung nakalimutan mo, at least that water might neutralize, might defend something. Okay lang. Better than nothing maybe. Yeah. But after you take a habit really, na that's why magbaon ka tubig, no?
Yung sa after meals, Father, minsan nakakalimutan po, 1 hour and a half and
Yeah.
2 hours.
Oh.
Okay lang naman po yun.
Yeah, ang ano mo doon is basta after, if you drink water while digestion is going on, hindi pa tapos, babawasan mo yung strength ng acid. Kailangan rin natin ng acid to digest the food, no? So pag binunghusan mo na siyang tubig, hindi pa siya tapos na digest yung food, wala na yung strength ng acid. That's the reason why we wait a little more matapos yung digestion saka sa buhusan tubig. Kasi hindi rin siya ibaba sa intestine habang acid siya. Sisirain niyang intestine eh. Kaya yung sakit ng acidity, yun, maaari ganun. Or sometimes, bigla ka lang didighay, no? Yung acid umaakyat. No? Yung sikmura mo, umaangal na, hindi niya masikmura ang ang ginagawa mo sa kanya. No, yung acid, payagan siya umakyat sa esophagus, pero hindi siya payagan ibaba sa intestine. May ano doon eh, may valve yun doon sa ilalim. At the end of the stomach. Na pag sense niya acid pa yung laman, hindi siya bubukas.
So, ideal, Father, mga 2 hours.
Depende kung anong kinain mo. Kung vegetable lang, fish, 1.5 hours, 1 hour, ganun, okay lang. Pero pag beef steak or meat or medium rare or dumudugo pa, ay 2 hours is not enough for the acid to, no? That's why that 2 hours is about the time to the effectivity of the acid to work, to digest meat and so on.
Okay, Father.
Oh, Father, good evening po uli. Naputol po yung yung sabi ko po about po sa
Yeah.
sugat. Pwede po
Okay.
ba yung imbis na kumbaga yung imbis na hydrogen peroxide tapos Bactroban yung ilalagay sa open wound, pwede po ba yung water with essence na lang po?
Pwede. Pwede.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tapos lalagyan pa rin po siya ng Bactroban.
Pag gusto ka, no problem. Kahit essence lang, pwede na eh.
Opo, Father. So, paano po ba ang mixture nun, Father, pagka ipanghugas ko po doon sa open
Yeah,
wound?
usually mga ganon, mga disinfectant, 1 to 200 or 1 to 100. So 1 part enzyme, 100 parts water. It's good disinfectant.
1 part enzyme, 100 part water.
Yeah.
So, halimbawa, 100 ml, they 1 ml yung ano po, yung
Yes.
ilalagay kong essence.
Yes.
Opo. Mm-mm.
They are good disinfectant.
Opo, Father. Thank you po.
But they are not kahit malunok mo yan, walang problema. But they are good disinfectant on the skin.
Mm. What about po yun, Father, yung kuwan? Ito kasing kaopisina ko, last Thursday, na nagkaroon po ng sa motorcycle. Actually, about siya po na mag-ooperahan kasi nasira po yung fracture po yung clavicle niya. Tapos, ang kausap namin yung ortho, for operation po siya by Monday. Kaopisina po namin ay so paano po ba ako makatulong doon na makaanuhan siya ng essence?
Sabon, subukan mong sabon.
Sabon.
Sabon is good. Wound or contusions is good.
Yung sabon din, ganun din po gagawin ko.
Wound or sabon lang.
Sabon, Ginagamit ko actually po yung sabon, Father, sa yung mga po, Father, yung mga maliliit na parang mga warts. Binababad ko po siya pagkatapos maligo. Ginagamit ko rin po siya. Tapos napapansin ko ang kulay ng mga maliliit na warts nagkulay black siya. So feeling ko talaga mawawala ito.
Yeah, okay. It helps.
Father?
Yes.
Magtatanong po sana ako ulit. Yung po bang before meals, pwede pong 1 oras ang pag-inom ng essence?
No problem. No. At least 30 minutes. Okay lang.
Opo, pero kung 1 oras po, pwede rin.
Okay lang. No. May makahabol pa yan.
Okay po. Salamat po.
Ang importante dyan, basta hydrated ka, may sodium hydrogen bicarbonate. Marunong ang katawan mag-provide.
Okay po. Salamat po.
Okay.
Father, question.
Yes, please.
Bago po kasi ako nag-take nung essence sa water, nagtitake po ako sa umaga nung detox na apple cider vinegar with honey.
Yeah.
Yung tigwa 1 tablespoon with warm water. Ngayon po, tinitake ko pa rin po yung apple cider with honey. I used to take it also pala with lemon, a slice of lemon. Ngayon po, tinanggal ko po yung lemon. I still take it, pero inuuna ko po yung tubig na may essence. Is that still okay?
Basta no, that's a good question. The essence neutralizes acid.
Opo.
No, lemon is acid.
Opo.
Although it might neutralize, I have not tried it. It can neutralize the acidity of it, but the elements, no, that I have not, I cannot say.
Okay.
Because
Wala pa po experience.
the lemon is acid. The moment you release lemon on water, it releases the oxygen. That's why they say that the water becomes alkaline. Now, it does not reach the alkaline level, but the pH of lemon is 2, very strong, quite strong acid. Pero pag i-release mo siya ilagay mo siya sa tubig, no? The pH goes up to something like 6 point something. But it does not reach 7.
Okay.
So that's why it is called weak acids. And they have different purposes. Vitamin C, they facilitate the entry of other elements. No, that because of their acidity. But light acid, not strong acid. Okay.
Pero yung apple cider vinegar po, with honey, yun po yung tinitake ko with warm water. Kasamang warm water. Mga cup, 1 cup. 1 tablespoon each po ng apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of raw honey. Plus,
I am not very familiar with apple cider. Okay, I will study it. Yeah.
Pero hindi ho kaya magkontra sila. Yung aking...
Hindi naman, although, pag isabay mo,
which do I take
neutralize
first?
niyang acidity.
Ano
Kasi
pa?
I do not, in-neutralize niyang acidity ng apple cider. But the acidity of apple cider, I think, that's why they are called weak acids or vitamin C's, because they have another purpose.
Opo.
So if you neutralize it, you remove the purpose.
So,
no, I have to read something about that siguro. Sige, okay. I will.
sige po. Thank you, Father.
Yeah.
So do you think I should not take muna po yung yung apple cider vinegar and honey?
I might say you take that and then you give it some time, like maybe an hour or something like that, then you
drink the water.
Yeah.
Okay po.
Yeah, with the what is this? With
Unahin ko na lang muna siya.
Yeah.
Muna siya. Okay. Sige, Father. Thank you po.
Okay. So I hope we're already overdue. Okay. Anyway, I hope that this evening, that pathogens, they're everywhere, even in foods. That's why hydration, delivery of oxygen, nature knows what is friendly and what is not friendly. Even the liver knows that. But sometimes, na-overwhelm yung liver sa unfriendly. That's why liver needs plenty of water, really, plenty of water. Kasi nasa kanyang toka, to handle all toxins. So pag may tubig siya, oxygen. Magawa niya ng trabaho niya. Pag wala siya mahawakan na tubig, liver needs plenty of water, I tell you. Lalo na if you are taking plenty of medicines, no? You will need plenty of water for the liver to neutralize the toxins that you dump against it. Okay. The next topic is, I think, nutrition. Anyway, we'll see next week. I hope I will be able to prepare it. Anyway. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I did not get the second. Mabasa mo yun, B-boy?
Yes, Father.
Yung second, sa chat box.
Yes, Father, from Baguio Carmel.
Yeah.
May I share po a testimony of a friend 2 weeks ago whose younger sister showed early symptoms of COVID, headache, fever, and sore throat. Upon my suggestion, her sister had suob just with the alkaline water that was boiled plus 10 minutes more of boiling.
Yeah.
Her sister was surprised with the immediate good result that she asked her what medicine she added in the water.
No medicine. Just boiling it for 10 minutes, something like that. Yes, that's alkaline. That's oxygen. Very good, thank you.
Regardless, Father, kahit na anong variant po yan, kayang-kaya dahil positive charge po ang COVID-19, di ba,
Yes,
Father?
correct. I-neutralize niya yan. Didikitan niya yan. And share its electrons and change the atom composition. That's the electronegativity.
Okay,
Thank
Father,
you.
thank you po.
Thank you
Thank you
also. Those who are saying thank you, you are welcome sa chat box. Okay. Sige, I think we're okay na. Thank you for listening. I hope that you can share, especially that boiled water. That's the most basic. What is this? Natural defense against infection. Okay. So see you next week. Thank you very much for attending. For those who give their comments and testimonies, thank you also.
Thank you, Father.
Salamat,
Thank you.
Father. Salamat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you,
Good night, Father.
Thank you,
Thank
Father.
you.
Happy
Good night.
Thank you po,
weekend.
Father. Ingat po kayo.
Again.
Happy weekend.
Thank you very much.